Hi Virgos, how are you? This is Shooting Stars Tarot. Welcome to your 2017 love forecast. If you've ordered a private reading from me, I am behind in those because I need to get these out. I started recording these a long time ago and I just need to finish them up. So I'm sorry there's a delay in getting private readings, but within the next day or two, everybody will have all of their readings caught up as soon as I get these out, because I want people to be able to watch them when they are on Christmas break, spending time with family, and there's a little bit of downtime, a little bit. So anyway, apologies. Let's go ahead and get started. Virgos, Spirit and Universe, what are the messages and advice that you have for Virgo's love life in 2017? What are the messages and advice that you have for Virgo's love life in 2017? Virgo's love life. What are the messages and guidance that you have for Virgos in 2017? All right, Virgos. Give me 1 second to make sure these are all in the frame. Okay, yes. All right, Virgos, this is a love spread, and if you haven't ordered a reading from me, this is generally how I do the love readings. They consist of 9 cards. They're read horizontally, vertically, diagonally, and they all revolve around this central energy here for the time frame. Now, when I do my private readings, this one spread usually is for 2 to 3 months in time, okay? And for this annual reading, I'm going to be doing 4 of these, so I'll overlay cards on each of these for each of the quarters, all right? So this is for first quarter, 2017. And it starts off with you looking away from the past, okay? This 5 of Cups in reverse generally means that you're focusing on the negative, you're not looking at the positive, but when you look at it in the reverse standpoint, what stands out the most are these 2 cups here. So you're making a decision to move forward, all right, and stop looking at the past, stop worrying about the past, all right? At least you are trying to, okay? You're not 100% ready to just let go of something just yet. And it could be because there is a little bit of self-critical thoughts that are happening about a relationship, about love, okay? This doesn't mean that a relationship ended and you're wanting a new one to begin. This could just mean that in a relationship, a long-term relationship, there's ebbs and flows, and sometimes you get caught in that spin cycle of worrying about and being critical of yourself or being critical of your partner. So starting the new year, Virgos, you're wanting to let go of that negative, frustrating or sad energy and focus on the positive, okay? The intention is there, but you're not quite ready to do it just yet, because the 8 of Swords really is indicative of you staying in that cycle and continuing to let your mind wander and worry and get stressed out. Now, the key with these 2 cards being together is that you are aware that you need to do it, you want to do it, you're just not ready yet. So in essence, what you're really going to try to do in order to assist in this letting go or forgetting about and moving forward is you're going to throw yourself into activities, right? You're going to throw yourself into manifesting something that you want in your life, be it social activities, new relationships, family activities. You're going to really throw yourself into work and spend your energy on uplifting positive things. Okay, the Two of Pentacles is a card of staying busy and being very involved. All right, so you're excited about that, and you're doing that in an effort to focus on the future. Get your mind off of this. Get your mind off of this and focus on positive things. All right. Now, we have, as we move into February, we have the Lover's card reversed. The central energy is the Six of Cups, which is a card usually means that someone from the past is coming back, or you're reconnecting with someone from the past. And with it being reversed, that means that that is not going to happen. That person's not coming back, at least in this time frame. And that's okay, because you are working on your life, all right? You may not feel the love that you're wanting to feel, but you're not focused on that. You're focusing on moving forward. You're focusing on building a life that you want, focusing on beautifying your life. And the Two of Wands generally does mean putting action towards, or you have put action towards your life, your outcome of your life. And yes, there is a missing aspect. There can be a sense of loneliness with respect to that. But you don't forget that you're wanting love. You're just not focusing on that, okay? Even if you're in a long-term bond, you're throwing yourself into work. You're throwing yourself into building your life, okay? Even if that is with a partner, you're not focusing on the love. You're focusing on yourself and focusing on activities and work, things that will build you up, okay? And it works, because you, as we move through March, you're hopeful about love, you're hopeful about your life, specifically about love, because this is directly connected to love, it's directly connected to past relationships. You're hopeful and focusing on that, and that is beautiful. And it goes right into the Hierophant, which is directly connected to yourself. It's directly connected to your past, and it's directly connected to love. And the Hierophant is a card of institutions and higher level learning, higher level counsel. And it can mean marriage alliance or solidifying a union. Okay, so you're wanting that, you're hopeful for that, and you're wanting to bring the love back, but you know you're wanting to work on yourself first. And that's what you're doing. You're really putting forth that effort in order to get this type of love that you want, in order to get this type of union. You're continuing to believe in love, continuing to believe in your partnership, but you're not getting it just yet, because you're not focusing on that. And that's good, because in love, you have to be that type of person that you actually want to attract. And so that's what you're doing. You're bettering yourself and kind of putting love connection on the back burner for a minute. Okay? So great start. Very positive message. You're just focusing on yourself, and you're focusing on building your life. All right, so let's look at second quarter. You may be seeking outside spiritual counsel also. Okay, if your soul is feeling a little uneasy, you're doing actions to better it. You're doing actions to calm it. You're remaining positive. But sometimes you seek outside spiritual counsel to soothe the soul even more. Because you can throw yourself into work, and you can throw yourself into beautifying your physical environment and your physical body. But you also have to spend time healing and bettering your spiritual and emotional world as well. All right, Virgos, let's look at second quarter. All right. We start out second quarter with the Justice card and the Death card turned upright, and that means that there is officially an ending, and it's an ending that you decide to make. Okay, this is there's not other people in your life that are you're focusing on you. Okay, there may be people trying to come in, but it's not really prevalent because you're just focusing on you. And so with the Justice card and the Death card, you really are deciding to start a new phase, okay? And with Temperance, You may be a little, with Temperance being reversed, you might be a little uneasy, a little unsure of your decision, a little unsure of where you're going. But again, you're continuing to put your best foot forward with that, okay? Which is beautiful. And you are not allowing yourself to get bogged down with meaningless tasks, with meaningless actions, meaningless meetings, okay? So you're in that mindset, especially if you're dating or trying to find love, you're in that mindset of, I'm going to do my life and I'm going to trust and have faith that someone is going to appear or come into my life as I just go about my daily life, okay? I'm not going to go looking for it. And that shows right here with the Nine of Wands, because you're not letting yourself get bogged down with meaningless tasks. You're just not even allowing it. You're just focusing on your schedule, your structure, your life, and letting go of everything that could be inhibiting you from the past and looking forward. And if you're in a long-term bond, the same applies. There might be a little insecurity or unsureness of where you're going, but that's okay because you're not relying on somebody else to define that for you. You're defining that, and you're defining that by keeping your house clean, you know, keeping your emotional house clean, keeping your social house clean, and just focusing on yourself, okay? And the central energy for second quarter is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is really, a lot of people actually have gotten this card. In fact, I almost think every reading I've done this time has gotten the Page of Swords, because this is a card of analysis and learning, growing, developing, watching, okay? It can mean spying, but given your mindset right now, Virgo, you're not doing any spying or, you know, lurking on Facebook pages or anything. That you're really just focusing on yourself and learning and watching people's reactions to you, watching how conversations flow, watching for signs of attraction, and then watching to see what the other person does with it. You're just not taking the lead because you don't want to. You want to take the lead in your life, okay? And then we move further in time, and we have the Hanged Man, and this is a card of overcoming trials and waiting. Okay, there could be a little bit of a delay. So as you put these feelings and these scenarios to bed, despite this maybe a little bit of a lack of confidence, you're still moving in the right direction. You still have the appropriate, mature, calm mindset to allow you to have success in love, okay? So, because remember, you're remaining hopeful for love. You're just not putting all your energy into finding it, okay? You want it to come at the right time. You want it to be the right person. And the best way to do that is to do your own life and see what transpires, okay? Now, so you're waiting, and then all of a sudden it's as if somebody comes into your life that does connect with you, okay? It seems like it's most likely a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you're in a long-term bond, your partner may be taking on these traits because they see how... But one of the best ways to build attraction is to focus on yourself, right? Focus on your life, make yourself happy, and others are attracted to you. So even if you're in a long-term bond and there's been kind of murky waters for a while, you pulling back and focusing on yourself, making yourself healthy, spiritually healthy, emotionally healthy, that's very attractive. So your partner in a long-term bond will be coming towards you, okay, taking the initiative, and it will, you know, unify. There will be a reunion of sorts that will make you very happy. And if you're dating and you're wanting to meet people, you will be. Someone will be stepping forward and taking charge and starting something new, okay? The Ace of Wands and the King of Wands, most likely a fire sign, they're coming towards you. He is looking directly at this new beginning and happiness, okay? So it could be a very sexual relationship, or there could be a lot of sexual connection. Doesn't mean you're having sex, it just means that there's sexual chemistry, and there's also emotional stability there, all right? Because this person, they're not afraid to take action, They love taking action. They love being the one in charge. They love trying to move things forward. And if they have their eyes set on you, they will work towards getting that. Okay? So very exciting. The most appropriate. I mean, this is a really good reading. So let's see what happens in third quarter, Virgos. Virgo's love life, third quarter 2016. Oops. Virgo's love life, third quarter. Alright, so we have this fire sign or this fire type of energy, fiery type of energy entering into your life. And it actually has a very calming effect on you, Virgos. The Queen of Cups is, when she's reversed, she's very calm and collected. And the loving, warm energy surrounding her, the giving energy is still there. She's just a little bit less dramatic. So it's muted. And it's calm and it's safe and secure. Okay, so this fire energy that's coming in may make you feel this way. Okay, and then when we have the Magician in reverse, it means that they're really the one taking charge. You're really not. You're still focusing on yourself. You're still focusing on your life, but it's this new person that's coming in, or your partner coming back and trying to reignite this love and chemistry that you have. They're taking charge. You really aren't wanting to do that, and so you're letting them do it. And so you're taking a back seat to their advances, and you're just going with the flow and liking it. It's calming to you. Okay? Now with the Strength card in reverse, though, you will have moments, and you could have moments where you are a little unsure of if you're doing the right thing, or you're really maybe a little unsure of if the relationship is going in the direction that you want, okay? So you can at times be closed off. This is you, Virgo. These pentacles are you. You can close off a little bit, okay? Work might cause money issues a little bit on your side, so you're holding on to money, which can cause a little insecurity in conflict in relationships. But you could also be just holding on to keeping your tenets close to yourself and not just overly giving and overly expressing yourself, which is clear because we have the Queen of Cups. So you're keeping your emotions close to your heart and not just giving, okay? Which is actually beautiful energy because they like the challenge, all right? Not that you're trying to be challenging, but they like that you're holding on to your tenets and staying strong and true to who you are. And it's a very fun, loving, flirty energy, especially as time progresses. It's very light. It can prove to be a very successful relationship. When we have the Five of Pentacles, it means money does start to flow. There's no financial hardships. There's no spiritual misguidance. There's no clinging to each other just because there's nothing else that either of you have. It's a healthy relationship, okay? And it brings clarity to you. It brings clarity to the relationship, and it proves to be very successful. It can be very successful if you want it to be, okay? That pathway is written in this relationship, that if you want it to be, it can be successful. There can be great new beginnings. It can be conversation that you just love and adore, and clear and concise, and something that you could be very excited about, and something that could turn into something successful, okay? And then we have the Page of Pentacles reversed, and again, this means you are still focusing on yourself, okay? You're not putting forth a lot of energy towards this person because you're wanting to work on yourself. You may be a little unsure of it, and as time progresses, you may become more sure, but you're still not 100% sure. So even if the feelings are there, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a long-term relationship for sure, okay? You both have to decide that, and it could turn out that it won't be, but it has the makings of being that, all right? All right, let's look at fourth quarter. So as we enter fourth quarter, you're still kind of taking a back seat and focusing on yourself, which is good, Virgos. Spirit and Universe, what are the messages for Virgo's fourth quarter 2017 with regards to love? Virgo's fourth quarter love messages. Okay. All right, so as we move into fourth quarter, we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Rods reversed. So it looks as though maybe this relationship had the makings to be great, but you're still not dealt moving forward towards it just yet. I mean, you're in it, but it's not like a strong commitment, at least just yet. And so you want to kind of maybe take some time. And it's hard because sometimes when someone's making their advances so strong and so clear, you want it to be the one, but you also don't want to lose sight of who you are and what you ultimately want in love and relationships. And so, you know, there's a little lack of clarity here. The King of Swords is very strategic, very planning. He plans things and then implements them. Not a lot of emotion there. So this means that there will be a little bit more emotion, but also kind of a lack of planning, and there might be some confusion around that. And then we have the Queen of Wands reversed, and this can mean that this fire sign that's trying to be in your life, they may be confused because you're not being very clear, okay? And it may be because you don't actually really want the relationship after much thought. So you'll go into this space where you're going to just keep analyzing your life and keep working towards your life. This is a card of solitude and deep consideration, okay? You're going to really be thinking. And we have the King of Pentacles here, and the reason why you're thinking so hard and the reason why you're not really ready for this yet or really wanting to fully accept this person is because you don't feel like you're fully where you want to be in your life, okay? You want you're wanting, Virgos, to be in a place where you are settled financially, where your work is going extremely well, where you feel like you can just focus on love. Okay, you want to get to that place, you're trying to get to that place. But throughout this year, as you're doing that, you're making advancements, yes, but it's still not the place where you feel fully ready to fully accept love. Okay? So that's why you're confused. That's why they sense you pulling back, and that's why you do pull back, because you feel you're just really not ready for this new beginning that is being offered to you, really, okay? And you may be wanting to look for work, you may be wanting to advance at work, and it's just not happening just quite yet. You don't feel ready for a relationship. So what's going to happen with that, Virgos, is you're really going to be stressing this person out, and they're going to be, and maybe a new person could be coming in too, that's an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, is someone's going to come rushing in to try to force the future, force the relationship, is what I'm sensing, is what I'm being told to say. Because you're just steadily doing your thing, steadily working, focusing on yourself, focusing on your body, focusing on your friendships, focusing on your life. And this person, if they're feeling, it could be the fire sign coming back or the new air sign coming back and just saying, like, I wanted that girl, I want that guy, and I'm going to make it happen. Okay, so someone else could be coming in, but something's going to be forceful towards you in terms of wanting to really make this commitment work. Okay, and you're going to hold back because you are going to feel. The Six of Pentacles is a card of reciprocity and equal giving, equal receiving. And you're not in a place where you want to be equally giving, okay? You're not in a place where you want somebody to only give to you and you don't have to do anything. But you don't feel like you're really ready yet. You want to focus on your career. You're still building your life. You want that clarity, okay? You want that plan of action to start being implemented, which you're slowly doing, and you're doing it very well. But it kind of turns things around because there's people that really want to be with you or really want to connect or reconnect with you, and you're kind of not allowing it. And it's something to think about, Virgo, because sometimes love comes when you're least expecting it, and just because you don't feel ready doesn't mean that you're not ready, and sometimes you can let people in, okay? But if you're really not feeling like you really want to put the effort in, then that is fine. And again, not wanting to put the effort in, we have the Knight of Wands. When this is reversed, it means they're not action oriented. They're stopping their action. They're looking at you saying, they're not giving me what I need. Maybe they're not really that interested in me. Like maybe I'm misreading this situation, so I'm going to pull back in my efforts. And then what the end result is actually is a new beginning. So they may leave and stop putting forth energy, and then it may cause you to come forward because you realize what a good person they are, or you may just go and do something on your own, and again, just happily be on your way, looking for love, hoping for love, but focusing on yourself. Okay? I'm going to pull 3 overview cards for the whole year. Spirit and Universe, what are the overall themes for Virgos in 2017? Overall themes, overall message and guidance for Virgos. Emotion, the King of Cups, 5 of Swords, 7 of Cups. So the overall theme, letting bygones be bygones, okay? Staying in touch with your emotions and being emotionally ready to move forward in a relationship. Letting bygones be bygones, but also not forgetting to realize that sometimes people may be hurt and both parties wanted something so badly to turn out a certain way, and sometimes there's a fight and sometimes it doesn't, and you both feel like you've both lost. And this is a card of one person maybe trying to pick up the pieces a little bit and open up that communication to keep things alive. And that's okay, and that's good, because it means that they really do care. And it, a relationship can end, but it doesn't have to end badly. Okay, you can still maintain that communication, or at least appreciate the efforts that they're putting towards you. And these are both looking at each other, so don't leave emotion out of it. And you normally don't, Virgo, actually, but just know that when something ends, it's going to be emotional for both of you, and it can be a hard decision. But you also are looking forward to having options. Okay, this is a year of being in touch with your emotions, focusing on work, and recognizing your options and being grateful for them. Okay, kind of working to clear the smoke in your mind about what you want, who you want, how you want to be there, how you want them to show up, those types of thoughts. So, all right, Virgos, well, I hope you enjoyed this annual love forecast. Enjoy your holidays, happy Hanukkah, and Merry Christmas. All right, thank you so much. Bye.